Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Generation Shock.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
That's right. We're back and we're better than ever. We're on two screens, if you know what that means. Today we have a special episode in store. I am here live in the den, the players' ball, whatever you want to call it. We are live, as you can only see part of my co-host, Messiah. There he is. Say hi.
What up?
All right. So we got a great show in store for you today. Decided to do it a little bit different. I was in town, and let's start with a little story time. Nelly, you want to hear a little story?
Well, I need to introduce you guys.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Anyways, you already know it's your boy Nelly.
Cheers.
And the two on the other screen, ladies and gentlemen, you might have seen them on the internet. Two guys in one cup. I mean, two guys in one couch. Okay, hold on. Two in a pod. It's my boy.
I don't know if it's me or
well, I'm not saying like I'm checking my
It's my boys.
Oh,
and your turn.
This is your boy Messiah, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is your boy Monster on the mic. I have no applause today, unfortunately, because I don't have a soundboard, so that sucks. But Nelly, do you want to hear story time before we get started into things?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said so originally. Yeah.
Okay, so I hit this guy up who I do the show with, right? And I'm like, hey, bro, I'm going to be in town for that show, so you can either skip it, or maybe I can come over to your house, and we can be on screen together, and we can like film, do a live show together, right?
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, right. It sounds like it'd be a great idea. Well, the guy's like, yeah, dude, come on over. We'll set that up. I was like, bet. So I get over here, and he's like, I bring my laptop though, because all he has is a tablet. So I knew to function the intros, outros, and all that. I still got to use my little computer that I have over here on the side. No. But I assumed we're going to be on the same screen. That's the whole point of me being in person, right? I get here, and he's like, all right, you're going to sit there. I'm going to sit here. I was like, cool. He's like, and then, I was like, okay, cool. So where's the camera? I told you to get set up. He goes, what camera? What do you mean? I was like, dude, you need a camera for us to film us both. He's like, no, I thought I'd sit on my side with my tablet, and you sit on your side with your computer, and we'll just use those cameras. Then why the fuck did I just make an hour drive in traffic, the worst time of day, to drive all the way over here if we're just going to sit on individual screens anyway? I could have done that shit from my fucking dad's house, bro. Fuck out of here. That's an early one thrown at you.
Bro.
Yeah. Messiah
over here from St. Cloud.
Horrible.
Ridiculous, bro.
Messiah did he did a hotel catfish. Like, we have all these amenities, and then when you get there, it's not there.
Airbnb pictures, bro.
Airbnb
pictures.
He's like, oh, you can use my mic and just use your camera. Because I'm like, but I was like, dude, so how the fuck is that going to work? Because let's say you say something stupid, I got to mute you. I mute myself. I was like, no, we're either on the same camera or we're like, I'm just going to pack my shit up and go. Like,
yeah.
So we jerry-rigged it and we made it work.
Yeah, we made it.
All right, hold on. It's bothering me.
Yeah.
It's bothering me because Messiah is not the greatest. Shecky, is that TV crooked? Did he mount that shit crooked?
It's hard to tell from this angle.
It's not
the tablet, I think, might be a little crooked.
The tablet could be crooked. It's not the
Okay.
You notice how he tried to be superior to me, though? He made sure he gave me the low chair. And he's up higher.
I know the chair isn't going to be lower than
Yes, he's trying to be superior.
I'm just tall.
I know how these mind games work. I'm used to most people.
He should go lower because that little gut hanging out. But anyway, he go.
Oh, he doesn't like having to show that off today.
I don't care.
Hey, I will say this: there are a couple
He's
things
like,
in this.
I'm married.
And there's a couple things in here that I'm going to be taking home and putting in my fire for our Instagram. Starting with this guy right here, this thing here, this little top. Yeah, that thing's going in the fire. Yeah, Tom Brady, fucking loser.
Go. You got a big bit, right? Like this one right here.
Oh, that one's especially going out.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
so I'll talk about Avalanche won, right? They won the Stanley Cup in Tampa.
They did. Avalanche won the Stanley Cup in Tampa, which was nobody gives a fuck. So let's move on. I was going to ask you guys, anything exciting this week? Anything happen? How was your week?
How was your week, Nelly?
My week has been crazy, but overall it's been good so far. I'm playing softball league for the Army, for at least for my unit in my base, and
G-Unit!
okay, and and we are
Proud to get
11
them
and
both in the same room.
we're 11-2, so we're doing real good this season.
You guys
So
playing against little leagues?
no, we're playing a whole bunch of Messiahs, so that's why we've been winning.
So that makes
But you know it's slow pitch. You ain't playing no fast pitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could hit fast pitch. I'm not worried about it.
I'm pretty sure you could.
Yeah, I can.
I'm
I've done it.
I'm not doubting you. I'm agreeing with you.
Talking to this one over there.
I
Slick
didn't
back
say
right.
nothing. I'm just saying,
Slick
I
back
guarantee
right.
it's not fast pitch. I just know the style. You know, your age, you're getting up there a little bit. You know, a little older. Gotta move around a little bit less.
Yeah, but Nelly's in tip-top shape, bro. America's Army's, shaping him up.
I've seen some of the, and listen, nothing against armed forces. I've seen some people in the army before. That's like saying these cops out there. I've seen some of these cops.
The
And
cops,
I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, I don't know how you think you're chasing me fucking down.
Yeah,
I
I see some cops. I'll be like, bro, this guy would not catch me.
This guy is not.
catch me.
Foot race? Dude, it's over. You ain't getting me.
Well, now I'll probably run half a block and fucking collapse, but the cops still won't catch up to me.
I had I'll jump in there. I had a pretty good week. My niece came down to visit, so we've been doing different things, which has been really, really cool. So we went and we started the first day. She was here, which was Saturday morning. We went out to the beach, hung out there for a while. Got to be in the ocean, which was really neat. Haven't done that in a while. And there's a bunch of crabs on the thing, so that was cool. Went on the,
You take them and cook them?
No, these were like little sand crabs. You don't eat those.
Shit, with the little birds go back and forth?
Yeah, bite.
Yeah.
And then we went to the boat. We went on the boat the next day.
I'm on a boat.
Boats and hoes. So I had a great time out in the boat. Got to hang out. Got some beers. Went to a little local bar on the water with the boat, and we got some gator. So I had this fried gator.
You put some suntan lotion on finally?
I did.
Yeah.
Because I did 3 days straight, so I was prepared each day. I was smart. And
I'm
then
very proud
we
of you.
went out to Westwood Chapel and did the lagoon. And basically, this lagoon is basically where you would think Messiah would be living, right? So first of all, it's like a 4-mile road that's nothing but developments, but the homes start at $300,000 a piece. Okay.
I need to move there.
Like $300,000 per home, up to over $1 million plus. These things are fucking gorgeous. Okay. Everybody going around there is going around on a golf cart. Nobody fucking drives a car.
Sounds like a place to be.
So we get up to the lagoon, and I didn't realize it. I thought this was supposed to be some kind of like natural habitat. No, this is somebody basically just decided to take a really big fucking swimming pool, okay, and call that shit a fucking lagoon. That's it.
There's now new styles of pools that people are creating. They almost look like beaches.
That's not what this is.
Okay.
This is what they call a lagoon, which is a huge ass concrete structure that they filled up with water, which is a pool. But they separated it, so there's a small end for like people who want to like just swim slightly, and then the rest of it is for like activities. So they had an obstacle course that was an inflatable obstacle course. They had areas where you could kayak and wakeboard, which I was just like, I don't know what the fuck you're kayaking for in a pool, but okay, well, weird to me. And there's a big inflatable slide. So we went out there and we did that. Dude, I'll tell you what, I went on that obstacle course. Man, I never got my ass kicked so bad as I did with this obstacle course. And it wasn't that it was super difficult, but man, when you had water to bouncy stuff and you try to run around on it, dude, I think I walked away with like 15 concussions. It was that bad. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was doing a bouncing house at an event at my old job, and I thought I was like 16 and shit. I was doing flips. Next day,
was it? Was it the disciples' birthday party?
It was actually. It was after the Last Supper. I was a gathering.
You said this was out of water?
No, this was on fucking land, bouncy house, right? To do flips on that shit.
Oh, so that's when they first invented air.
No, air was always been
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just the structure filled with air is different. So.
I thought maybe do some of the water because your boy Jesus just walk out to you. You know what I'm saying?
Just walked out. I actually was drowning and he was like, "I got you." walked right over and picked me up.
So, anyway, that's just a little recap of our weekend review. We just figured we'd talk a little bit about it. Nelly, you said you got some sports info for us. Look, you know, we haven't done it in a while, so let me drop the intro first. Hold on. Just because it's been a minute.
Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When the low, yeah, we going high.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's a monster week in sports.
All right, so well, whatever. Yeah, I was confused, but obviously, so all the sports fans, MLB is the only sport at the moment going off right now.
Because of the Yankees are winning, that's why it's so important.
No, it's literally the only sport being played. There's no
there's
reason
golf.
right before. Golf, yes, but
It's WNBA, isn't that still?
no, that's not.
That's done already.
That's done.
There's the soccer leagues.
No, WNBA may not be over.
No, up to that.
But that's, I mean, come on, let's be honest.
If sports.
We're talking about things that people watch.
If sports still happening.
The major 3, 4.
Hockey. We got summer football going on right now.
That's just retarded.
Yeah, what summer football did you watch, bud?
None, but I'm just saying.
All right then.
You can't even name one city that has a team. You can't actually no. You can't name the name of the league.
I don't know the league.
There you go. Not that either with this
All
guy.
I know is the summer league of football.
It's a USFL.
No, well, you know, I wasn't bringing up the Yankees, but thank you. They are the best record in baseball. But anyways, no, it was just I'm not sure if you guys know Freddie Freeman, right? He pretty much was born and raised with the Atlanta Braves his whole career, and he got traded to the Dodgers. And interesting news, he fired his agent, and what the reason why was Freddie Freeman found out that Atlanta offered Freddie Freeman a contract, but he never told Freddie Freeman about it, so he had no choice to go to the obviously the LA Dodgers. And Freddie Freeman was actually pissed about that because he obviously wanted.
Why would he do that?
I don't know.
Was the contract that much more money or no?
Yeah, it could have been more money, or could I mean I don't know. I'm not. They haven't gone into full details on why his agent would have done that, right? But just think about like he just murdered his career right there. Because if that's true from all the sources, then who's going to trust him as an agent going forward?
No,
you know?
yeah, no, I know. I would never want him as my agent.
Yeah, like I wouldn't trust doing a show at Messiah's house ever again. But you know that's up to you. You know.
Yeah. So, anyway. Speaking, not since we're still on sports, Gaston, he's been on the show before, Alchemist, D1.
Shout out to Big G.
So he sent me a link, right? And I found it so interesting. So apparently the Red Sox minor league has the actual siblings of the 2004 Red Sox players. Pedro Martinez's son, Manny Ramirez's son, and I believe somebody else, like, I think it was
This is the part of the show that I wish I could meet him.
Wait, but they're actually playing in the Brockton, the minor leagues, the AAA for the Brockton team, and they're creating like a lot of people are going there to see them because who they are. Who's their father?
Who's their daddy?
That's that clout. That's that clout, man.
Yeah, bro. But they all the crazy shit is they're all playing together in the same team, just like the 2004 Red Sox. You know the ones.
What's crazy is that
that season, yeah, that one.
Shaquille O'Neal.
We have one World Series in 100 years, and we're so fucking good.
It's good, by the way.
Shaquille O'Neal's son just did a practice with the Lakers, so there talks about picking him up too. So, and it would be funny because LeBron would have still played with Shaq, with his son while he's still in the league. So I'm not sure if y'all seen LeBron though, man. But that man, he's up there and he's tip top shape, like you can't believe it.
We're gonna talk about useless news like you guys are all doing. Let's not forget the fact that Arch Manning decided to commit
to Texas. Yes, he did.
And Texas, the first year that he is eligible to play for them is the first year they're going to be the SEC. So Nick Saban better watch his ass because that Manning's coming for it.
Arch
Manning, Cooper's son.
If there was like a question mark, would be like
he needs the red target button.
I know the Manning is for the Manning brothers.
Yeah. You know, there's 3 brothers.
I know there's 3 of them.
Okay, you do know that.
Yes.
And so if you already know 2 of them play football, the third one.
I thought it was the father.
The third one had a son. He named him Arch.
Okay.
After his father, Archie.
That's
right?
what I kind of figured. When you said Arch, I thought you were talking about
And
his father.
they say that Cooper is actually the best athlete out of the three of them, but he got injured and had those medical conditions.
They were athletes.
Why
would these quarterbacks, man? They're fucking.
I think
Peyton Manning was a genius.
You guys heard it here first. Tom Brady is not an athlete.
He's not.
He's a goat.
He's just great
He's
at
a
what
guy.
he does.
But I will say that one of those brothers did take out Tom Brady.
Twice.
So.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
It's okay. Yeah, but
okay.
he's still like Tom Brady's still at the.
Lucky I didn't bring my fucking Giants gear and fucking rub that shit during the show. Fucking Giants out.
Jesus. Because I know this is bothering you back behind me.
Oh, yeah, shit. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and jump into the topic. You ready?
Yes, let's
do it.
All right, who wants to discuss? Who wants to get in on it first and tell everybody what we're talking about and all that kind of good stuff?
You want to do the honors, Nelly?
I guess so. I knew it was coming, so I was ready. Mazai's looking at his wiki notes like, okay.
Go ahead, you can do that now. We have an intro for that.
No, just waiting for you guys to get started. I was typing up.
Oh yeah.
A little thing.
Obviously, many have heard across the world. Obviously, the Roe versus Wade legal case that got overturned. But just to kind of give you some information, if you don't know about what came about, so Roe versus Wade was a legal case with the Supreme Court on January 22nd in 1973, where it was ruled 7-2 that unduly restrictive state regulation of abortion is unconstitutional. And so pretty much that got overturned. So in essence, abortion is pretty much getting to be set, or laws or regulations are beginning to be set by the states. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, here's my thing, because that ruling was because she was going to have a third child, and she decided to have an abortion. She wanted to do an abortion, but it was against the law at that time. It was against the law in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there was some harm, like unless she was raped, that's the only way it could have been. She could have had an abortion. So she was trying to have an abortion on her third child. No reason. I don't remember the reason on it. And then she ended up going to court for it and winning that case with that ruling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my opinion on that is you do what you want to do with your body. It's your body. I have no saying to a female. I don't have no saying to anybody to say, hey, no, you got to have this kid. I don't think any man has the right to do that, or anybody has the right to do that. The government gets involved in a lot of shit. Some is to help, the citizens, like for example, the seatbelt law, the no texting while driving law. Those type of things, that kind of makes sense. But for them to say, hey, you can't, it's illegal to have abortion, that's fucking fucked up. Like, who gives them the right to say you can't do that?
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts
on it? My thoughts on it is, I agree with you, right? Nobody should have control over, anyone's body, right? But I do think that maybe a limitation, and this is just my thoughts and brainstorming, right? Right, because we think about, and I not only do I think about this, I think about other benefits and stuff that the government gives that is just taken advantage of, right? Because of greed or negligence or whatever. But maybe a limit, right? Saying, hey, besides these medical reasons, right? You got health reasons. I can't think of the other term, but you know what I'm saying. Health reasons, rape, assault. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to go with. And maybe, say, hey, with your lifetime, you can only have three in your lifetime, besides those other reasons, right? I didn't get a chance to look it up, but, it's obviously taking time and resources, right? And it's also giving people a reason to just be negligent when it comes to having sex or in those cases. What do you think about that?
I just think that's just lack of education. That's what it is, right? Because sex is inevitable. It's gonna happen unless you practice abstinence. And how many people besides the Catholics, the nuns and the popes, and in religion, right? That are not having sex. Besides people that do practice abstinence, right? There are people that practice that, but it's gonna happen, especially at an early age, during the teenage years when the hormones are going all over the place. But I think it's this lack of education. When you don't have the conversation with them, I think the sex education is important in school. It should be talked about in school and all that. Before somebody goes out there and do something like and get pregnant at an early age. I grew up where my family. I always use my family as an example because we're fucked up, and I always use that as an example. I mean, we have cousins that had kids at the age of 14, and that's fucking crazy, right? Yeah. And my family is one of those big believers that you shouldn't have an abortion. But I'm like, that's a fucking child having another child.
Yeah.
So I just think it's ridiculous. I think we don't have the right to make that decision. A female has the right, or the individual has the right. But I think what's happening here is I think it's religion is getting involved, or religion is a part of this decision. And what happened to separation of state and church? What happened to that? And I think that's the critical part. Because if we're gonna go now, it's gonna be illegal. And some states are even pushing it where, because some people are saying, okay, fuck, I'll just go to a state where it's not illegal and have the abortion. Some states are even pushing the law to say if you live in the state and you go to another state and have the abortion, it's still illegal. That's fucked up. Because let's just say, all right, everybody just has babies. Do we have a system in place to help those people take care of those babies? I mean, the finances have to be there. That money has to come from somewhere, right? Because if you're gonna tell them now, hey, you can't have an abortion, you have to have that baby. Are you gonna turn around and say, I'm gonna help them out with this baby, at least get them started? No, that's not gonna happen. I mean, it already exists with welfare and assistance. That exists, but imagine that.
Right? Yeah, so think about this too. Let's just say, people. You can't hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I just can't read what Joe Biden's saying. It's way over there.
Oh, okay. No, so think about this too, right? So let's just say someone has, they can't, it's illegal, they have the process, right? And they go, I'm gonna give it up to adoption. Did you know adoption cost to adopt is anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 to adopt? That's crazy.
I mean, doesn't the person have to pay the hospital bills for the person for? But wait, no, we're talking about adopting, not getting surrogate. Not getting a surrogate parent.
Yeah, I'm not talking about. Just imagine, right? Somebody goes, "Hey, it's illegal in my state. All right, cool. I'm gonna give it up for adoption." It's $20,000 to $40,000. I know.
So here's the thing. All right, so let me jump in here for a minute because I've been listening to you two going on.
I've been wondering when you're gonna jump in.
Yeah, just biding my time and waiting for a good entry point. Okay. There's a lot with this that's to me messed up, right? Number one, I don't think any government should have the right to stop somebody from making that choice or not. For the sole fact that, if these people aren't in a position to properly have a child, why would you want to endure that child through that life of pain and sorrow, right? Some of these people, they just know they can't give them a good life. And when we talk about things like adoption, how many kids, like you said, it's tough to, like Joe Biden said, adoption is tough. Okay, cool. Well, why are we making it so tough to adopt kids then? So what you're saying is, in order for you to take a child that somebody didn't want and give and take that upon your responsibility and give them love and affection or whatever the reason these people are adopting this kid, that we're not going to allow you to do. And we're going to put laws and strenuous against it. But some fuck up who goes out and spreads open their legs is allowed to keep a kid. So we're saying it's okay to do that, but it's not okay for a family or for a same-sex couple or for whatever else to have a child that nobody wants, but we're supposed to force people to have kids they don't want.
Yeah.
How does that make a lick of fucking sense in the grand scheme of everything? That's what I don't comprehend. So you're going to make it so difficult to get a kid, but you're going to prevent people from getting rid of the kid so that we're not in those positions with these foster homes and these orphanages and everything else. Now, granted, there's exceptions, right? Kid loses their family in a car accident or a crash. Like, I get that. But go and look at the system, right? This system that these kids are in these orphanages and these foster homes, why are they primarily there? It's because, you know what? Maybe their parents shouldn't have had the child, unfortunately. That's just the reality of it. And now this poor child grows up suffering its entire life, feeling unwanted because the parents didn't want it. Nobody wants to adopt it. And the people who do want to adopt it, they're going to make it goddamn impossible and more expensive than buying a fucking house to get a kid. And I'm not saying it should be easy to adopt a child. That's not what our point is. But you can't be on both sides of the fence. You can't say, well, we're going to make it impossible for you to adopt a child, but for those of you who are fertile, you can just, you're stuck sticking with it. Because how's that fair to the person who just can't have babies?
Yeah. Now, do you think
So how about the people start taking responsibility? And what do you mean by that, Biden? What do you mean by taking responsibility? What responsibility? Why does the kid got to suffer? What kid, right? So let me ask you this, Biden. In your opinion, you would rather something that would never know the suffering at all in all reality because it wasn't born versus a child who is now going to spend the next 20 to 40 to 60 years, depending on how their life goes, suffering every day because they're in a fucked up home with people who don't want them, don't appreciate them, who can't afford them, all these other factors. You think that's better off for a child than to just be like, hey, you know what? Let's not put him through the suffering for the rest of his life. Let's just not have it because it's humane. Just like if you walk by and you see a horse that has been maimed by a barbed wire fence and is suffering and can't be healed. So rather than putting out its misery and shooting that horse fighting, you're going to make that horse stay alive as long as it possibly can? Is that what you're saying? Well, what do you mean by, I assumed you were. I apologize then, Biden. So I'll go back on that then.
You tell him, Biden.
I took it as you're against abortion. I took it as you're against abortion because it seems like you're arguing for it, not against it. And so that's why I was just curious. But you guys see my point and what I'm trying to get at?
I do see your point. Like, I give you my life experience.
I see what he's saying there.
Yeah, I give you my life experience and a part of it for me. This is more personal, but I'm going to share it.
Now, but real quick, this is a great point. I don't disagree with you. I think the laws that are around this shit is fucked up. That yes, I think if a woman can opt out of having a baby and a man can't force her to have it, then a woman shouldn't be able to force a man to pay child support. 100% agree with that. It should be equal rights because it took both of you to create the child, so both of you should have a right to whether you want to keep that child, what you want to do with that child.
Yeah, but I agree with that part, but I also agree with let's say, for example, let's say the mother wanted to have it and the father said, I don't want to have it, right? There's a lot of fucked up men out there that just fucking, one, they're cheating on their spouse, two, are just fucking people that, like, I'll give you an example, Nick Cannon, right? But he could afford to have all those kids, but he's just like fucking dropping seeds everywhere. But my point is, you have a father that just wants to drop a seed and doesn't give a fuck, wants to leave the girl, I don't have to take care of it. Why shouldn't he pay child support?
Because once again, it goes back to the flip side that a guy and a girl hook up.
Yeah.
The girl's like, I don't want a kid with you, so I'm going to get an abortion. The guy's like, no, I want my child. I want to have that baby. I want that baby. I will take it. I will raise it. I will provide for it. But the mother gets to decide whether he's allowed to or not. Yeah. How is that fair?
Yeah. So that's
because it takes two people to plant that seed.
Yeah. So that's the incident I was going to use. A part of me, that's why I feel like, okay, what I said earlier, I feel like a hypocrite in this and that, because I went to two instances. One, I was young, and I don't want to share the other person's name because I never got the permission to and all that, but I've had one abortion, right? Not me, but the person I had. We weren't ready. We were young. We weren't ready. And the second one was my ex-wife. She at one point she's like, I don't want to have the baby. I'm like, you having this baby because I want to be the father of this baby. I want this baby. And they got to the point where she's like, okay, fuck it, yeah. And then her mother was like, you having this baby because it's against the religion for you to have the abortion. But she didn't want it at first, right? To a point where at first, like when he was born, like she was like anxiety and upset with the baby. So I had to sometimes take over and all that. So that's what part of me feels like hypocritical about certain things, about what I just said earlier. But I just feel I was young. I wanted to be the father to my son that, you know, he's 23 now. And at first she didn't want him, right? I mean, she loves him now because she had him. She grew, you know, she carried him for 9 months. But I think at the initial, at the beginning, she's like, I don't want him. I was like, yes, you are. And then her mother forced her because of religion. And it makes me think like it was kind of fucked up when I made that decision back then. I should have I should have gave her all the power to make that decision. But I just like, listen, I want to have a son or a daughter, a baby at that point. I was 22, but I still feel like I enforced that on her. Like, you're gonna have this shit. I mean, the baby, not the shit. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a very this is the problem. There's so many variables and it's hard to see it right and wrong, and there's so many sides to it because, you know, should there be a contract signed once you find out somebody's pregnant, saying we both will take responsibility for the child, or I opt out, so I hereby revoke all of my responsibility for this child, and I have no responsibility. Like, I don't have to have responsibility. Like, I don't know how to go around it, how to fix that, but I just know that there's something wrong with the system.
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think there should be a week limit? Like, all right, you have 8. Anything before 17 weeks is good.
Yeah, I do think there's a point of life.
So you're talking about the second trimester?
Yeah. So I mean, I read here. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a baby doctor, but it says this is when the fetus first moves into the womb. This happens about 16 to 17 weeks after fertilization.
I do think there has to be a cutoff, because I think that if not, you're like, I don't think the point of when the baby comes out of the womb, it could be considered murder, right? Like, I think there's times before that. So, I think there needs to be, and I think that's why we've been better off staying with the federal rather than the state, and have a flat mandate saying, you know, hey, this is where it's going to be, is that this is our point of emphasis, this is our cutoff date, right? Anything after this is illegal. And
it has to have a health-related reason. Health, rape, or whatever the heck.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm, you know, we're not talking about that, but I'm saying, like, you know, because even victims have enough time then to make that, like, to, you know, to know and find out they're pregnant. It's not like you're going to find out, you know, 8 months later, oh, by the way, I was pregnant after that incident happened. You'll know early enough on that you can get that decision done. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but that whole thing you guys said earlier about the state will never be, if it's a state mandated decision, then there's no way any state will ever have authority to punish somebody for something done in another state.
Well, there's some laws, there's some states right now trying to pass that law.
It's
trying to pass that into law.
You can't.
But I'm just saying, there's some law,
it has to be a federal.
You know,
or the states have to.
Yeah,
agree.
Possibly.
Because, like, for instance, driver's license suspensions. That's now a national supported thing. I don't think it's a federal thing. I think it's all the states got together and said we will all agree to honor. Yeah. If you break the traffic law in one state, you have to honor that before you can be legal to drive in this state, type of thing. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I know. Like in North Carolina, if you get a ticket outside of North Carolina in another state, that you'll get penalized here in North Carolina.
But that was the state agreement. That wasn't like
No, so but I'm saying like they can
like,
figure out something like that.
Stop somebody from coming to Florida, and Florida says "fuck you," we're going to do what we want. Like, they can't penalize them. They can't hold them legally obligated because it's not in their state. It's not in their jurisdiction.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's impossible to do. That's why there's a federal law, because federal supersedes state. So there's certain laws that you can get. Like, it doesn't matter what state you're in because it's a federal decision.
And I understand that, but what I'm trying to tell you is that after this ruling happened, this overrule happened, there's a lot of states automatically kicked in, right? Because they were waiting on that. There was laws placed that if this goes overturned and all that, so they already automatically kicked in. And then in a couple of months, some states are going to kick in also. It's going to be a total of like almost 13, actually more than 20 states that's going to become illegal to have an abortion. But some states or some lawmen are trying to say, hey, let's try to make it illegal for you to leave this state and have an abortion in a state that is legal. It's kind of stupid.
You can't do that.
I know you can't do that, but they're trying to. That's how they're pushing it.
Yeah.
But
a lot of states have agendas. A lot of people have agendas.
Of course, but let me ask you this: do you think that religion played a role in this decision?
It could have. It could have. I mean, it's very.
But
you got
right. Separation
that
of
is
state and
correct.
church.
But that is correct. But a lot of people don't know how to. They have jobs, they have responsibilities, or whatever the case is. Yeah. And some people don't know how to separate that, right? And I believe a few members of the Supreme Court are Catholic, so that's against their religion. Yeah. But I think people have a hard time separating, their religion to their job, their responsibility, right? And you're talking about the Supreme Court. They have a major responsibility, right? And we have to trust in them to make the right decision, not a biased decision, but the right decision. And it could have played a part. But at the end of the day, I don't know, right? But
that whole I hate when people still think that there's never in the history of this country, since the first white man stepped foot on the soil of this continent, there's never been a separation of church and state. No. And why people still they say that is so asinine that it's like those idiots who sit there and try to say gun laws and they have the right to own 15 automatic rifles because it's their constitutional right to do so is bullshit too. Like, it's just get the fuck out of here with all this bullshit and let's get into the reality of the world we live in, not 1,000 years ago, the world they lived in. Things change for a reason, okay, first of all. And there's never been, the person that came into this country and put foot on this continent was for religious persecution, okay? Part of it, yes, there's taxation and everything else, but they want the right to have freedom of religion is why we persecuted again, why the United States was partially founded. And we've done nothing in this country to persecute those who aren't Christian in this country ever since. You're going to tell me there's a separation of religion and state? That's just a bold-faced lie that they try to put it on there. Hell, our money has the word God on it. So don't tell me there's a separation of church and state. Because I'm sorry, there's religions that there is no God. Yeah. So how can you sit there and claim that shit to be the case, and we allow our president to say, God bless us all? Get the fuck out. Like, there should be a mandate and a law that the president of the United States can never invoke the name of any religion.
I mean, many people say ever since you took the religion.
That's why that's why so much
shit's happening in school.
That's why so much sneezes. I just say bless you. So I just say bless you now.
It's just you have a valid point because it's true. Like that's all bullshit. The separation between church and state is BS.
That whole government's BS. I don't know when it started. It's all just a big old fucking corporate conglomerate of bullshit. They feed you that the whole thing.
Well,
the whing that these people are coming out and saying it because the election in November and the primaries are happening right now. All that.
Oh, that's for senators and governor, right?
Yeah. So literally, the nominees for the Republicans and Democrats are being decided right now, and they're going to go in November and everything like that. If these votes weren't, if all this shit wasn't coming up, first of all, I don't think this would have been overturned necessarily. I think this was, and I don't care either way, but it was definitely a move from the Republicans in order to, stick get Trump to, have a backing there. And then ever since that happened, all 13 people that Trump backed or associated himself with all won their primaries. So they're all going to be in elections in November and everything like that. So it's all just a big political bullshit scam anyway. And people are going to say whatever they want in order to get people on their back and get voted in. None of them are going to stand up and do what's right.
Can't get promises. That's what
it's all bullshit.
It's like Pelosi's insider trading. We'll never know. But it's on the inside.
Well, here's my thing though.
Trump's 2024. There's Biden.
No, Trump if Trump wins presidency, this fucking country is gonna go to shit. I mean, he's good because he made me money in stocks, but other than that, this country will go to shit. Corporations are actually backing up their employees when it comes to this new overruling.
Did you see was it Dick's Sporting Goods?
Adding healthcare to they were willing to pay for them to go have an abortion and shit like that on their healthcare and all that.
How does that help?
Yeah, so
I'll give you. What if that person decides to go have a fucking abortion at a fucking other state that's legal?
But I guarantee you that medical provider is going to come back and say, well, unfortunately, do that. The fact that it's
out of policy.
Yeah, it's out of policy because you're not in the state.
No, but I believe they have written where, because I was reading about it, I believe there's probably going to be written where they say they do go to the state that is legal, they'll cover it.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example.
I'll give a sprained ankle, but they're going to cover abortion. Great. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. So Dick's Sporting Goods announced. Oh damn, where'd it go? Hold on, my bad. The Dick's
put them on racetracks.
the Dick's Sporting Goods CEO announced that. Oh my gosh, where is it? There you go. While we do not know what decision each state will make in response to this ruling, we at Dick's Sporting Goods are prepared to ensure that all of our teammates have consistent and safe access to the benefits we provide, regardless of the state in which they live. In response to today's ruling, we're announcing that if a state, one of our team members lives and restricts access to abortion, Dick's Sporting Goods will provide up to $4,000 in travel expense reimbursement to travel to the nearest location where that care is legally available. This benefit will be provided to any teammate, spouse, or dependent enrolled in our medical plan, along with one support person.
But here's the cool thing about that, and here's the good thing about that. Companies now are actually voicing their opinion in a lot of political matters. Before they would just stay the fuck out of it. Besides funding the fucking the whoever's running for whatever lawmaker they want to be, for whatever representative they want to be, for whatever fucking they want to be, they were funding them, but they were staying out of it. Now they're actually stepping up. Disney's doing it. With this shit that happened with the abortion thing, there's a lot. Apple already said there's already part of their rule, their health benefits. He just read Dick's. Sporting Goods is doing it, and there was a big company that was doing it too.
That was a long pause. Sorry.
So, I mean, I believe it's actually pretty cool that.
So okay, so what do you think about this? Because this guy made a comment, and I don't know if I agree with it, but he says because $4,000 is cheaper than 3 months of maternity leave.
The what?
He said $4,000 is cheaper than 3 months of maternity leave. I will challenge you on that one though, there, Mr. Biden. The average worker at Dick's Sporting Goods makes how much money do you think? Probably, let's say at the high side, $15, right? So let's do a little math. So if you make $15 an hour, the average worker probably only works 32 hours a week. Well, they got to work at least 36 because they're getting benefits, right? So they're a full-time employee. So we'll say 36 hours in a week, right? So they're making about $540. All this is before taxes a week, right? You multiply that by 4 weeks, you're averaging about $21.60, right, in pay. Okay, sure, right? But last time I checked, maternity leave doesn't pay you your full salary.
Full salary.
Right?
80%.
About 80%. So you times that by 3 months, look at 64 times by 0.8. It's about the same cost either way. So what you're actually doing is you're actually losing money if you really think about it in all reality by doing the abortion option, if you really think about it, because now you're paying out $4,000 for them to be off for 1 week. And when they come back to work, yes, they're at work, but you're still having to pay them then for being at work, their full salary, their full rate.
Well, and not only that, on top of that, I'm pretty sure this companies are also going to say, okay, now, because having an abortion is not easy, right? You still go through the mental effect that it causes of even if you had a miscarriage, it's kind of almost the same because there's that guilt trip, right? So that's a mental effect that it has. So are they gonna help? Are they gonna support that? Also, I'm pretty sure that that's also mental health.
A lot of companies now are doing mental
wellness.
Yeah.
So.
But do you think like Shaqs and I said a week thing? Do you think the week thing changes your mental state from when it's like the week, like your limit of how far you can go with your pregnancy before you can get the abortion.
I mean, probably.
Because right, there's a difference between 5 weeks and 26 weeks.
I mean, there are people out there that just know how to block it out, but there are people out there that feel guilty about it, bro.
No, I'm not saying they don't.
Yeah, you're talking about the first trimester.
Yeah, but I'm saying like there's a major difference, right, of mental, right? Even though some people could take it either way, I don't. Everybody has different mental health, but there's a difference from 2-3 weeks to 24, 25 weeks, and now you're more physically attached, more emotionally attached.
I tried hitting her up too.
Yeah.
What's up, Tosh? How you doing, girl?
I tried hitting you up, Tosh, but I figured you were probably working. I figured you probably could be in the show.
She stay working, bro. She paying everybody. I need $100,000, girl. $100,000.
I just thought it was a good topic to bring up today. This week on that, I wanted to hear everybody's opinion on it. Out of my personal experience, I also wanted to talk about it also because of that. And I just think that, I mean, in the end, the government gets involved in some things that make sense, like, seatbelt, but that's to everybody's thing. No smoking in the car, there's a baby in the car, right? That makes sense. Some shit like that.
No, it doesn't.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Not smoking in the car when the baby's in?
When the baby's in, yeah.
Yeah.
Smoking in the car when the baby's in is
because what's the difference if I smoke in the car or if I smoke in my home? They're both my private property. So for the half-hour drive, for the 15-minute drive in my car, my baby's okay. But once I get home, it doesn't fucking matter that hot box the fuck out of my house.
But let's say your baby's on one side of the room, but you're on the other side of the house.
Well, that's bad parenting. If I'm gonna fucking smoke up, I gotta be next to my kid. Because why would I leave my kid alone?
That's why they have baby monitors now, right? So if you hear them crying,
how can I afford a baby monitor if I gotta go get my pack of smokes?
Then you have some life decisions to make.
I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't.
Education.
What education? So education doesn't if you can't prevent me from doing it in my home, you shouldn't be allowed to prevent me from doing it somewhere else, like in my car. Now, obviously, there's exceptions. Once again, obviously, I'm not saying I should be allowed to drink in my car, right? I shouldn't be able to. Why
can you drink in your car, but you can't drink in your car, but you can smoke?
Because you're not supposed to operate the vehicle under alcohol. There's a difference. I'm allowed to operate my vehicle because it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if I have a kid or I'm alone. Am I allowed to drive if I've been drinking?
No.
But if I don't have a kid in my car, I have a cigarette.
You can, depending on your blood alcohol.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. So if it's not illegal to smoke, it's illegal to drink and drive no matter what. There's no exception to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just don't see how you're gonna tell me that I can't.
But what if you're smoking with the windows open?
That's my point.
And the baby's in the car.
Yeah. So I'm allowed to have windows open with my baby in the car?
Why is that?
That's my point.
So, and then you have to wear a seatbelt. You can't text and drive. Some of those things make sense.
Yeah, listen, I get the text and driving. You're putting other people in danger, right? And you can cause an accident or whatever.
Because I've seen adults do that shit. I'm looking at I'm like, this motherfucker's an old ass man.
Drive here. My niece yelled, and she warned me because I am rear-ended a motherfucker not paying attention. Look down for a second.
Well, thank goodness your niece was with you.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But no, I just don't see the sense in that. I shouldn't. Listen, I'm not saying I want to smoke around kids. Okay, that's not what I want you guys to think. I'm just saying that if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it either way, right?
I'm gonna do it my way.
That's all we have for today. I mean, we have Sneak of the Day coming up, but any FOHs?
I don't disagree with you, Biden. If you smoke in the house with a kid, you're an asshole. But my point is, the people who are smoking in the car with their kid are smoking in their house with their kid. So what's the difference? So for the 5 minutes in my car, I think it's space. The 5 minutes in the car, I'm not going to be an asshole, but the rest of their lives they're being an asshole. So what the fuck's the difference?
I mean, most parents smoke outside now.
Not maybe, dude. I mean, maybe nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays.
But growing up,
I'm pretty sure Biden's also our age also. So when we grew up, it was different, right? Where you were allowed to fucking smoke in an airplane.
How about this? One more topic before we move on, before we close it out, because this is another topic. And Biden, I want to know what you think about this because you're the DeSantis lover or whatever, if I recall. Isn't it DeSante who wants to ban smoking from beaches, period?
On beach, it doesn't make any fucking
You're
sense.
not allowed to have cigarettes on the beach. It's the law that he's trying to pass.
But you can wear, but you don't have to wear a mask. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Is there's a law that's going to be passed that prevents
I'm
you
pretty sure
from
Biden
having a cigarette.
doesn't agree. I'm pretty sure Biden doesn't agree with everything DeSantis says.
I'm not saying Biden. No, this Biden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he does. He's
That's
a
what
blind.
I'm talking about.
He's a blind follower. He's one of those. No, I don't know that. See, he said, "Let's fucking go." He loves it. He loves the idea of no smoking on the beach.
No smoking on the beach.
Honestly,
I also can't blast my music starting live for.
I personally think that you should not allow to have alcohol on the beach either.
What?
I don't see why you should be allowed.
Why?
Why can't you smoke?
Well, I don't smoke, so I don't know.
I'm just saying. So why can't I? I mean, I'm outside in the public.
But why can't you smoke? What if I want to smoke a cigar at the beach?
You're not allowed. That's the law they're trying to pass.
That's stupid.
That's my point.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So they fucking ban alcohol. Because alcohol induces smoking.
But there's more money in alcohol than what there is in cigarettes.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Tobacco's been around a lot longer than.
But it's the profit margin.
The profit margin is way better on tobacco than alcohol.
Is it really?
All right, I'm gonna share my screen, guys, because I want to put this the funny video up.
All right.
Go ahead.
But go, keep talking.
So I think
Let me know when you're ready.
I actually like this angle. We should have done this through the whole show.
No, you didn't like
I
this.
can't.
Oh, you like it?
No, you want this bigger.
Yo, Nelly,
Go-
when you
go
put
ahead.
lights on your sneakers, bro, I want to see them shine.
Well, after you buy them for me, cabrón. I'm ready, Brian. Check it.
It's on.
Oh, okay. All right. So on a lighter note, I just came across this. I know I will. I just came across this second annual Side Talk water fight.
Oh yeah.
So Side Talk, if you guys, I'm sure you guys know the Bing Bong, fuck your life, your mother, you already know. These guys have been a big hit, and they had their big water balloon fight, water fight this past. So this is a video, and I thought it was pretty cool, man. See a lot of people come together. I want to say it was most of the boroughs that showed up to participate, but you just see unity here and people having fun. So here it goes.
I can't hear it though.
Yeah, it's because I have to be the one playing it in order to hear it. Yeah. Oh, they can hear us though.
Can y'all hear it? Can you guys hear it?
No, we don't hear it.
We don't hear
it's
it.
okay. I already watched it.
Yeah. We'll repost it. I just think it's funny when the guy goes like, I'm 15 years old and I have more pussy than everybody in here. Stupid. This kid right here. That was his trash talking. I'm 15 years old.
Did you guys hear it?
I mean, no.
We didn't, but the crowd did. For
Yeah.
sure.
The crowd.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What you got?
So, I think that's a cool concept. But do you think real fights turn out during that?
I mean, it could be, but I mean, I think when you got that, everybody's done it already and everybody's having fun. I mean,
I think if they're continuing, if they allowed it to continue, then I would have to believe that it went through incident free, because there's no way the city of New York is going to authorize a permit for this if it's going to incite violence. I think everybody goes there knows you're going there in good fun. You're going to be hit. You're going to get wet. And if that's not what you're looking to do, then don't go.
Yeah.
There's
always a few people that fucking up.
Yeah, but I think most of these people, it looked like a madhouse, but I think they're intelligent to realize it's supposed to be good, clean fun of a madhouse.
Yeah. But they did ban the water balloons because that first one, they was like, it's just too messy. They stopped the water balloons. So the water guns,
So
buckets,
they started using
bottles.
water guns.
Well, that you
Yeah,
probably
well,
hit
yeah.
the face water balloon that pissed you off.
No, the water
Like you
balloon
said,
it was is that the cleanup was that's what it was. It was like it was too messy. The cleanup was just
almost like the
ridiculous.
Yankees the other night. You see what they were doing real quick, and then we'll start wrapping it up.
Yeah, with the
dunking.
bubble gum.
Yeah, man.
That shit's funny.
Fuck that, dude. Fucking over the groundskeeper. So they look for a little water sprinkler cap, and they sit in the dugout and literally got packs of gum, and they chew gum, and they see if it can land on the water cap thing. And literally, you look at the infield on the side, on the third base side. I think it was the third base, might have been first base. I forget where they were playing. First base. And dude, the size of this room. If you take the center of this room, the proximity of this entire room, covered in gum.
It's disgusting.
So disgusting.
It wasn't chewed gum. They just crush it.
No. It was
chewed. Some of them were chewed.
They said
some of them was chewed. Some of them were chewed, but Matt Carpenter was taking it out the wrapper, squishing it with his hand, and throwing it.
I'll tell you what. This is why if I could be any athlete on earth, in order to get paid shit tons of money and have to do very little work, but it's a very hard job. I get it, very stressful. But pitcher is the best job in sports. You pitch once every 5 days. You literally hang out, travel, and chill with the team all the fucking time. And they're like, yeah, once a week you work. Because think about it.
You do what, 6 innings? 6, 7 innings?
Normally. And the thing is even when you're at practice, how often are you really throwing? Because you can't throw too many pitches for the game in 5 days.
So I'll give you the guys to break down. So we have.
Actually, it's not a bad position to play.
I'm telling you, you get paid millions of dollars, and you get to just
and it's a key player,
and you just sit around and fuck around half. Like, dude, come on.
I think the catcher has it harder. But does the catcher rotate also with the pitcher? Because I know
Not
the pitcher.
normally.
Because I know the pitcher
Some
usually
very
sticks
rarely.
to the right. Because when we had Tim Wakefield,
sometimes, but very rarely.
There was only one catcher that would catch the ball.
Correct. Very rarely though, because of the fact that usually you have him there because of not only his catching ability, but it's hitting. Like there's reasons you have him. So.
There's a whole article. So yes, now I'm not gonna even go into it, but yes, it's you normally get 4 days to recover, and then obviously with those recovery, you do a little bit running exercise, light throwing, like. Well, you throw, it depends your innings, but they try. MLB right now is trying to keep pitchers at that 70, 80 range. But if they're pitching great, keep them to 90.
80 to 90 miles, bro. That's not easy.
I'm not saying this. I'm just saying that is the greatest position in sports because you do. I mean, think about it, man. You're 182 games. Everybody else is playing, or even a football player, 17 games, and you're just out there chilling half the time. Like, bro, what up?
Do you think, I know this is off topic, out of the previous topic, do you think that baseball games are too long? The season.
I think a lot of sports seasons are too long, but that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. All right, let's move into Fack out of here then.
Do you have a pinky ring on?
No.
Oh, I was like,
I have my pimp slap ring in case you have your hand. I'll pimp slaps your ass. Okay? So it tastes right out your mouth. Come at me, bro. All right, here we go.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
That's what it does on mine too.
Oh, okay.
This guy's like over here talking to me. You see how it does that? It does it over and over and over. I'm like, dude, you're seeing the same fucking thing I'm seeing. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's temporary.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You got something, Nelly?
Mine is just, starting July 1st, man. I can't be jamming out on my fucking music in Florida, bro. Like, it's my sanctuary, my vehicle. I like my music loud. So you can't. Yeah, it's a new law starting July 1st in Florida that it cannot be heard past 20 feet. You can't hear any audible past. Yep, your music in the car. Yep, and then you can't have it. You can't have it.
You know what's fucked up about that shit? Because most people that listen to music really, really loud are usually Latinos and black people. So that's usually the population is growing. So now, or you know what? Let's keep race out of this. young people listen to music really loud, and you have a fucking lot of old heads fucking in this state.
You know what's so funny about this topic, this argument that he's trying to make right now, that he's in defense of, is I guarantee you my entire life savings and every future earning I have to his dollar, okay, that if you get all of a sudden a bunch of Spanish people, black people, or young people moving into his rich ass fucking fancy neighborhood, driving down the streets at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, bumping and grinding, this motherfucker's gonna be calling the cops.
Well, time out.
I did not move to this motherfucker. I made a complaint to the HOA.
Time out. Time out. Going ham, blasting music in your house late at night is different than me just coming home and you just hear it for like 10 seconds and I'm inside.
That's my point. I'm driving by. That's what we're talking about in the car.
First of all,
him driving. If you have a car, if you live in his neighborhood and you drive by and play the music that you want to play, he's gonna have a problem with you.
And it's past 10 o'clock. I'm gonna have a problem.
It doesn't matter if it's for 10 seconds. He'll have a problem.
But here's my thing.
But yeah, he's the one trying to stand up for it.
Out of respect, I listen to music loud in my car. But my wife is like, "You so Puerto Rican." I'm like, "You married one." So that's why you married me. So and then I was like, as soon as I enter my neighborhood, I know my music. Why can't you do the same thing? Out of respect for everybody else, I do it. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I normally lower mine, but when it's during the day, whatever, I'm blasting.
Yeah, during the day, I don't care about that shit. I'm talking about after 10 o'clock at night.
I'll go fuck. Un verano sin ti. Gotta blast that Bad Bunny.
But that was it. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I literally said that.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. No, you go ahead. I don't think I have. I might not have.
Okay. Mine's. I went to dinner the other night with a family member who I won't name, and we go to Outback, and this person the entire time is just talking about the bloomin' onion and how the bloomin' onion, how good it is, it's so delicious. You know, we should get a bloomin' onion, blah blah blah, like all this talk about it. So I was like, they're paying, right? So I was like, screw it, let's order a bloomin' onion then, right? I really didn't want any. My niece really didn't want any. But we're like, fuck it, we'll get it, appease the person, because they seem like they're into it. We get it, the person takes one petal, eats it, and says to me, "Oh yeah, that's right, I don't like this." Then fuck out of here. Why did we order it? We had 2 bites and left it on the fucking table and paid $10 for a bloomin' onion that nobody ate because nobody wanted it, but we still ordered it because dude wouldn't stop talking about it. Fuck out of here with that nonsense.
I agree.
That's all I got.
But if they're gonna pay for it, man, right? Who cares?
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right, y'all ready?
I'm curious.
Yeah.
You gonna butterfly me in?
I am. No, I don't have the butterflies tonight.
Oh.
But I have this.
Yep.
Speaker of the day. Butterflies.
Love that picture of me. Yeah. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm gonna bring out some Nike Dunk Lows. Today's gonna be the barbershop edition dunks. So
barbershop like the movie barbershop or the barbershop like a barbershop?
So
shut up and look at the shoe first.
I'm gonna guys give you this detail, right? Got that gray. They're around there, right? See that? Bam. We're moving. The Nike clip is a barber clip in the front.
Like a clip from fucking the machine?
Yep. You see it? I show you again. You see it again? There you go. See the clip? Yep. There you go. Yep. Got that barbershop coloring, that blue, red, and white, right? Got the design on there. You know, I said I wasn't buying any more sneakers, but here we are, right? Still brand new.
Your brother-in-law, though.
No, these are for me.
Oh, I'm just saying that. Be a hell of a gift for your brother-in-law. I'm sure he'd love those.
Yeah. But
he's like, I don't care. I like them.
yeah. They're for me. Yeah. But yeah, so that's added to the collection. And then I got a couple more that I ordered when I go to Florida. I'll be visiting Florida, and I got some picking up. So my should be the 7th through the 15th. I'll be over there.
Oh, I'm on vacation 18th to 18, bro.
I didn't ask.
I mean, at least we can have a barbecue day.
Didn't ask. You don't care.
And so we can have like a barbecue day. I'm gonna go eat barbecue. At least once.
You paying?
Fuck it, yeah. We're gonna have it.
All right, Shelly, you coming too?
I was gonna say I am actually off the 8th through the 12th.
Are you?
Just throw it out. Yeah, it's my dad's birthday.
So we can come down here, bro.
My dad's birthday is that weekend.
All right.
So,
Wifey.
My dad's gonna be 80.
Wifey's going to Hawaii.
Shout out to the old man. He's gonna be like 83.
Oh, nice. That's a blessing, bro.
Yeah, it's a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
He's been through a lot of law changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got caught in the riots back in the day.
What riots?
The race riots. Back in the 50s and 60s. All right. It's about that time. We're way over. I hope you guys liked this special episode. Nelly, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate the love and support. Watch the video. Let us know. Hit in the comments of what you think about Roe versus Wade and what you think about the water balloon fight out there in New York. And, we appreciate y'all. GenerationShock with the boys. We out of here.
Isaiah, anything before we go? You sure you don't want to say anything? Nothing you want to say to the crowd?
We got the right stuff. We